Good morning, YouTube. What is going on? It's 7:30 in the morning. Be sure you go like and subscribe. We are heading to D&M Steel over in Belle Chase to pick up materials for our next job. We have a balcony job, roughly about 36 feet of handrails we got to do for a private customer. So stay tuned. Alright, y'all, here we go. A little bit of what's going on. We are heading down Engineers Road in Belle Chase, pulling in at D&M Steel. This is where we get most of our steel from. They're good people. They take care of us. It's a huge warehouse. It's down by where they build some of the barges and ships and everything down in our area. And while we're waiting, before we go in, we got here a little bit early before they opened up. We're going to go ahead and get our bunk boards ready. We're not getting a lot of material today, but we are getting some. So I did, pull out the trailer. We'll just load everything up on it because we're going to have to use the trailer anyways when we go to move the handrails to the job site. So we're just splitting these out so that way when they put the material on there, they can drop the chains and they don't get hung up or anything like that. Alright, here we are inside. We already got the 1x1 on the trailer. Gonna undo some straps here while the guys are getting all the 1/2x1/2 for the spindle material. We're gonna get it all loaded up. We'll get it strapped down, and then we'll head back to the shop. %90 of what we do out in the field and everything like that, but when we get an opportunity, we do work out of the garage to do some of this stuff, like our handrails and small stuff like that. Since we are a full mobile welding unit, we're constantly driving all over Southeast Louisiana and taking care of aluminum, steel, stainless steel, whatever the job calls for. The reason we put those 4x4 bunk boards underneath is that way, see how they got the chain, they can pull the chain right out from underneath of it, and then we can get her all strapped up and head back. When I run a little bit of material like this, I always like to wrap my straps around the material and then cinch it down so that way it clamps all the material together, especially with it being a lot of smaller pieces of material, like diameter wise, they're not all the same size. This way it just jams them all up and drives them together. Alright, here we go. This is how we start out. We end up cutting our top and bottom rails. When I do handrails, I like to do my handrails vertical as they would be sitting in the regular position on the house or wherever they may be. So what we do is we pull our fab table out. Our fab table is level from left to right and front and back. So that way we know for a fact that if we build, like this handrail is longer than our fab table, so we put a piece of 2.5 by 2.5 rectangle tubing and welded it to the top of the table, so that way we could put the bottom rail on it. We weld the bottom rail into place, but first off, before we do any of that, we are going to do our layout for all of our spindle material, which is going to be 1/2 by 1/2 solid square bar. So here I am, I'm getting center mark, and then I have this jig right here that you see me grab a hold of. I have been using this thing forever. It gives me my 4" on center, and that way I can mark out both sides of my center line. When we build our handrails like this, and they have a lot of spindles, we add all of them except for the last two on the ends in most cases, so that way if we need to cut and make adjustments out in the field, we do so. Being that I haven't found a contractor yet that can do an even split or put up a plumb column, I don't like to pull a whole bunch of measurements from the field, come back, build, and then go back and try to fit it into place. It can work, yes, but it's difficult at times. So we build everything, we do the rough build, and then we take them out and we actually fit them into place and cut them to size on the job sites. Here I am, we got the first two top and bottom rails marked. So now that we have a master, the 3 main rail sections on the front of this house are all around the 10 foot and a couple inches. So we're laying out every one of them all together so they will all be the exact same. Then what I like to do from here is my center mark is always going to get one spindle, which you already see right in the middle of the camera there. And I run double mag levels to make sure that we are plumb in all directions. I put one spindle in the center, I put one spindle on each side, and then you'll see us here in a second. We will get the top rail, put it on top, and line it up with the marks, knowing that the 3 main spindles are all lined up. Only thing we have to do is put the top rail up, line it up with the exact same marks, and then tack it into place. We're going to get these welded up so that way nothing moves around. Everything will be solid. When we do our handrails, actually when we do anything, we fully weld absolutely everything. There's way too many people out there that are building handrails and they just put a tack weld on the front and back. They say, oh, that's all you need. Yeah, that's all you need to hold it. But when you start looking into longevity of handrails and everything, when you only weld 2 sides of it, it leaves a crack at the bottom on the other 2 sides. So it's just a water catch, and then everything starts rusting out and whatnot. We try to build everything for the longevity side of it. So if we have a spindle like these that are square, all 4 sides, top and bottom, are going to be completely welded to keep out as much moisture and whatnot from getting in there and rusting things out. Then from here, it's pretty simple. Matthew's going to catch up. He's cutting the spindles. Here it is. We got all the spindles tacked into place. Now, the only thing we have to do is go through and weld all of them. Once we complete this one, we will cut it off of the 2x2 bottom framework. We will remove it off of the jig and go put it on the trailer, and then we will follow this step for the next 2 front rails, and then we will also do the exact same thing for the 2 side rails. when you do stuff like this, it helps to get that flow, and it all works out when you're doing it like this, because it's just one ray after the next, and you can knock it out pretty quick. And you don't have to worry about anything being square or out of plumb or offset or anything, because you're literally building it as if it was in place. As long as your table is level, left and right, back and forth, and you make sure your spindles are plumb when you first put the first ones up, everything else will fall.
Alright y'all, that wraps it up for today. We finished up all the rough fabrication. Tomorrow we will be going to the job site and fitting all of them and making the final alterations to everything. Here's what we got right now. We got everything fabbed up. We got it on the trailer. We got 3 front panels, two short side panels. We have some brackets in the box because they want one of the short panels to be detachable so they can access the roof. Be sure to like and subscribe so that way you all can see the rest of this project, and we will see you all on the next one. Thank you. Alright y'all, well, we thought we were finished for today. After wrapping up everything at the shop with the handrails, we got a phone call right when we sat down to eat some lunch real quick. The reason I say eat lunch real quick is because we don't eat while we're on job sites. We work our whole day and then we eat after we get done. We eat before and after work. We don't take breaks. We work straight through. We got a phone call from Randy's Complete Conditioning. They are on a job site down in the city. And they're trying to install some AC units and the existing aluminum stands that have been there for years from somebody else. They don't fit the condensing units, so we have to go out there and add on to them, so stay tuned.
Take exit 231A.
Alright y'all, we just showed up at the job site. We got everything unrolled. We're waiting for Randy to show up, which is the AC contractor. I'm going to go back here and show you what we think we're going to do. Alright, we're getting ready. It's about to storm, so we got everything set up right here ready for Randy to come here. This is the AC unit. What we're looking to do is they have one aluminum platform right here, one right here. We're probably going to scoot this one over, tie them together with some aluminum angle iron, so that way they can put the new condensing unit right up in that spot.
Alright y'all, here we go. We're going to clean up all this aluminum. Always make sure you use a clean flat disc, that you only use aluminum, or in this case we're using a stainless steel brush. We're going to clean up all the areas that we are planning on to weld onto. This aluminum, it was in pretty rough shape. It had obviously been out for quite a while, so we're gonna clean it up, then we'll rub it all down with acetone to make sure it's good and clean. And then I have Matthew over by the truck. He's cutting all the material that we're gonna need, and then we'll get it all welded up. Alright, here we go. We got the legs in place. I already plumbed them up. It was ridiculously windy outside. We had storms blowing around us all day today. So we were really fighting. You can see the back of my bandana flipping up and down. I was really fighting with the shielding gas, and you see the trees, the bushes and stuff. It was really windy, so I was fighting it, blowing my shielding gas away, trying to block it with my hand to make sure that it stayed in there and whatnot. But I'm gonna get these two welded up on each side for the legs, and then we'll, as Matthew's cutting the cross braces for it. I kept on forgetting. You see me go back and forth. I kept forgetting that they weren't already tied together. So I kept forgetting the ground was on one side compared to the other side. It happens, you know. Just one of those things when you're bouncing back and forth between jobs all the time. You kind of lose track, you know, right in the middle of something sometimes. But you know what? We get it done. You see all the sparks fly and whatnot, because I mean it's just ridiculously windy.
Alright, well, all wrapped up here. What we did is we added 3 angles for the top to set the AC compressor on, and then we added 2 legs at the bottom of it. On that note, we are out of here. Alright, y'all, that's it for today. We just finished up that aluminum addition to the rack. We ended up opening up, spreading the 2 AC condensers that were on there apart, adding 3 legs across the top for it to set on, and then we added 2 dead legs to help support all the weight, because it was just bolted onto the side of the seal of the house. So be sure to like and subscribe, especially since we keep track of the next the continuance of the handrails that we are working on. We'll be back on those tomorrow. We appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next time.